I started at a very small 600 square foot showroom in California Mart, and I bumped off a corner of warehouse space in my parents' warehouse. It was on the second floor and without an elevator. So each eyeliner pencils, they come in a box of 3,456 pieces. And the box weighs about 35 pounds. And I used to get hundreds of these boxes at a time. And I hauled all those boxes up and down the stairs myself. I was an employee of one. It was me, myself, and I wore every single hat that was available to wear, from receptionist to accounting to designer to marketer to sales, pick and pack, and I even delivered. And I delivered every single one of those boxes to my customer, and I was wearing 6-inch heels. You know, when I received calls, because it was a one-person company, I didn't want the caller to think that it was a small, tiny little company. So I used to answer the phone, pretending like I'm the receptionist, put them on hold, take a 5-minute break, and come back as Toni Ko, the president. You know, you have to hustle in the beginning. So the first year of NYX as a single-person company, I sold $2 million in wholesale, which is $4 million in retail, and that means I had sold over 3.5 million pencils in year one by myself. It was crazy, and I was lucky to have this financial boost, but I knew I had to leverage that windfall. It was imperative for me to build a strong financial foundation for my company. So for the first 3 years, I took no money from the company, and I reinvested every single dollar back into business. So NYX never had a loan, nor needed to raise capital, which is why I still owned almost 70% of equity and controlled the board when I exited. Louis Pasteur once said, "Chance favors the prepared." The beginning years were all great, and we're growing very rapidly. But in 2008, 2 things happened that catapulted the growth of NYX Cosmetics. First, the market crash. And this was the best thing that ever happened for NYX Cosmetics, because people started to buy down. Women who used to only buy their cosmetic at department stores were looking for a cheaper version at a drugstore, and NYX was right there waiting for them. When they found NYX, which offered affordable, quality product at a chic packaging, they were hooked. And the second thing that happened was even bigger, and it's called YouTube. We had an eye pencil that was, its item number JP604. It's a white jumbo eye pencil, and it sold so little that it was on a discontinued list. And out of nowhere, this item just started to skyrocket. Like, we were selling 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. It just, the number just kept on going up. And we realized, and it turns out that the bloggers on YouTube were using this item and doing a tutorial on YouTube. And I immediately knew that this was the word-of-mouth marketing that I had always relied on, but on a much, much larger platform. The term social media had not even been created in 2008, but we saw the potential and leveraged it by seeding YouTubers immediately. So NYX is famous as the social media brand, and many companies try to replicate it, but the important thing is NYX's social media was 100% organic, nothing was forced, nothing was paid for, and 100% of the content was generated by the user. It was all user-generated content. We've never produced a single content from our company. And so we were lucky to discover YouTube early on, and we leveraged that into a key element of our success. With all this said, luck or opportunity happens around us all the time. It's up to us to notice it, grab it, and leverage it. Jim Collins has some interesting things to say about this. He researched extremely successful companies that had experienced a 10x. That is, they outperformed their industry by a factor of 10. And he found that the instance of luck were the same for the 10xers, for less successful companies. What was different was what they did with that luck. According to Collins, the crucial question is not, are you lucky, but do you get a good return on your luck? And he calls it ROL. I definitely got my ROL, and exactly 15 years after I started NYX Cosmetics, all of my life experience eventually paid off, and when I sold the company, I never had to work again.